Special thanks to Patreon supporter Owen Brost for making this tutorial possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Ticonderoga-Class cruiser. The Ticonderoga-Class of guided missile cruisers is a class of warships in the United States Navy first ordered and authorized in 1978 fiscal year. The class uses passive phased array radar that was originally planned as a class of destroyers. However, the increased combat capability offered by the Aegis combat system and the AN/Spy-1 radar system, together with the capability of operating as a flagship, were used to justify the change of classification from DDG, guided missile destroyer, to CG, guided missile cruiser, shortly before the keels were laid down for Ticonderoga and Yorktown. Ticonderoga-class guided missile cruisers are multi-role warships. Their Mark 41 VLS can launch Tomahawk cruise missiles to strike strategic or tactical targets, or fire long-range anti-aircraft standard missiles for defense against aircraft or anti-ship missiles. Their LAMPS 3 helicopters and sonar system allows them to perform anti-submarine missions. Ticonderoga-class ships are designed to be elements of carrier battle groups or amphibious ready groups, as well as performing missions such as interdiction or escort. With upgrades to their AN/Spy phased radar systems and their associated missile payloads as part of the Aegis ballistic missile defense system, members of this class have in successive tests repeatedly demonstrated their proficiency as mobile anti-ballistic missiles and anti-satellite weaponry platforms. Of the 27 completed vessels, 19 were built by the Ingalls shipyard and 8 by Bath Iron Works. All but one, the Thomas S. Gates, of the ships in the class are named for noteworthy events in U.S. military history, and at least 12 share their name with World War II era aircraft carriers. As of 2020, 22 ships are in active service and expected to serve for 35 years since commissioning. So yeah, pretty awesome ship here, the Ticonderoga, very, I would say, kind of well-known ship in the modern U.S. naval fleet. Obviously kind of less popular than I would say the Harley Burke, but the Ticonderoga is still an important ship to it. It's a very iconic in what it does, and basically is the peak cruiser that the United States Navy uses. I do think that these are supposed to be slowly replaced. Obviously the Arleigh Burke, the newer one's able to provide the same kind of capabilities that this cruiser was able to, and I think they're also trying to come out with new frigates and stuff like that. So eventually this cruiser here is going to be very phased out, but still a very cool cruiser to cover, and a very fun build nonetheless. Been kind of requested for a while as well. Anyways, before we go and jump in and take a look at this build, I do want to go into special thanks to Patreon supporter Owen Brost for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more, you already do, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so, earn a vehicle request of your choosing. It really helps support the work I do on my channel, and it's really, awesome to have that support. So definitely feel free to check it out if you are interested. Anyways, with that, let's go ahead and jump in and take a look here at this cruiser and see exactly what we're building. So, start off with, we have basically the cruiser. As you can see, it's pretty thin. I was actually shocked with how thin this cruiser really is. But realistically speaking, this thing is only about 16 meters wide, which 1 to 5 translates to basically 3 blocks wide. So it's a very thin cruiser at that, and has a pretty pretty tall silhouette, I would say, for being such a thin cruiser. But yeah, pretty cool detail all the way around. We have the front hip here, which houses the deck, or the main forward gun, as well as this first section of missiles here. We have the bridge, all the different instruments and stuff like that up on top. Smoke grenade, or not smoke grenade. The sea whizzes up here as well, and we also have basically the funnels there. This aircraft is, or this not aircraft, but this vehicle, the ship is very interesting in its design. How it's kind of has a asymmetrical look, with one smoke basically funnel section on this side, and then one on the right side on the back here. So kind of a weird design in that, and just it's definitely a weird ship. I mean, what else can you really say for it? It's a weird ship, but definitely has its coolness about it. We have the helo pad on the back here for its complement of helos, as well as the more missiles on the back here. And we also have our anti-ship missile systems here on the back, as well as our rear deck gun. So pretty heavy little armored ship, or heavily armed ship, I should say. And we'll make a good addition to any of your bathtub build fleets. We have some pretty good carriers that this ship is going to go really good with, and it'd be really cool to see some fleets here made with some of these iconic carriers. But anyways, with that all out of the way, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our first layer here, we're going ahead and start with layer 1. Now if you're completely new to my BAFTA build tutorials, the way I like to structure the first few layers of the ship, mainly when we're building the hull, is I like to go ahead and do half on, half off. What this means is we're building the center line and then the right side of the ship, and it'll be up to you guys to take the right side and copy over to the left side. It's pretty straightforward. These first layers are going to be pretty simple to do. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So the first thing we want to do here is we're going to go ahead and start off by going ahead and make sure that we build this correctly in the water. Imagine a lot of you guys are going to want to build the ship in the water, so to make sure that this is correctly positioned, we do want to go ahead and make sure that our water level is at this level here. You can see we have our red concrete basically at this level right below it, but again we want our water level right there, and this layer here is going to be one block beneath that. So definitely make sure that you have that positioned correctly, because if not, your ship will not sit right in the water. Anyways, with that all settled, let's go ahead and begin. We're going to place down a brick upside down stair followed by a row 3 of red concrete, and then after this we want to go and place down a row of brick top slabs, which is going to be 22 top slabs in total, followed by 2 acacia wood trapdoors on the end. Going back up to the front, we're going to place down 2 acacia wood trapdoors on the sides of these 2 red concrete blocks like so. And then going to the 4th and 5th brick slab, we're going to go and place down 2 acacia wood trapdoors to the side. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So these 4 and 5 slabs are going to be acacia wood trapdoors off the sides. We're going to go back from the trapdoors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Brick top slabs back. Then 1, 2, 3. Acacia wood fence gates, and then 1 and 2 end rods back, followed by an acacia wood fence gate like so. Open it toward that end rod, and we're going to go then place down an acacia wood sign on the side here of this, on the side there of this fence gate, and then a birchwood top slab coming off it like so for the back there. And that right there is going to basically create your props for the time beam. And you're going to take the same thing we did on the right side and copy it over to the left side, and this way you should have the top down view so far for the ship. Anyways, that right there will conclude layer number 1, and with that, let's move on to layer number 2. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we moved into layer 2. For layer 2 to get started with here, we're going to place down a acacia wood trapdoor on top of this brick upside down stair. And then going back from it, we're going to go ahead and take our red concrete, and we're going to place down a long row of red concrete, which in total is going to go all the way back to this point here, being 29 blocks in total, so 29 blocks back from that acacia wood trapdoor on the front. We're going to go then place down 1, 2, and 3 brick top slabs back, and then going back up to the front here, we're going to place down 1 and 2 red stained glass panes to the sides of the second and third red concrete blocks from the front, followed by 2 brick walls, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 red concrete blocks back, followed by 2 brick upside down stairs, 2 brick top slabs, an acacia wood trapdoor, and then 2 brick walls after that acacia wood trapdoor, like that. After that's all complete there, you're going to take the same thing on the right side, flip it over to the left side, and you'll have basically both sides done there for the hull. And with that all done, that right there is going to conclude layer number 2. And with that, let's move on to layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we're moving into layer number 3. For layer 3 to start off with, we're going to place down a stone block, which will be on top of this first red concrete block here. Coming off that, we're going to place down a stone upside down stair. Going back from this stone block, we're going to go ahead and then place down a row of stone full blocks, which in total is going to be 27 blocks long, so basically 28 in total if you count from the back of that stone stair going back. And this right here will end on top of the second to last red concrete block here. We're going to go then place down 2 gray wool blocks, a white wool block, and then a stone block here on the end. That's going to end on top of that stone top slab. To the sides, going up to the front here, we're going to place down a light gray stainless pane coming off the second stone block, and then the third one back like that. We then want to go and place down 1 and 2 andesite walls, followed by a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27 stone blocks back like so. And with that all done right there, that is going to basically wrap up what we have there for layer number 3 for the build. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we moved into layer 4. Layer 4 here, we're going to go ahead and start to build basically these layers all together. As layer 4, we do start to get into some of the details with the deck. So let's go ahead and jump into it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to place down a stone block on top of the stair here, followed by a stone upside down stair coming off it toward the front. We then want to build back a second stone block, and then we're going to go ahead and switch to our gray wool. And we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 gray wool blocks back. Going to the sides here, we're going to go ahead and place down a row 2 of row 2 of light gray stainless panes, one on the side of the stone block, one on top of one side there of that gray wool block, and then going back from it, we're going to place down 1 and 2 andesite walls, and then 1 and 2 stone blocks. Same thing over here, 2 stone blocks, 2 andesite walls, and 2 light gray stainless panes. After we get to this point, going ahead and continuing on, we also want to go and place down an item frame on the front here of this stair. We're going to go and place down a crossbow in the item frame and rotate it so it's facing downwards. And we also want to place down an item frame on the side of this stone block with a crossbow also rotated facing downwards like so for basically the anchors there on the front there of the ship. One thing I would also like to mention is if you do want to do the number on the side of the ship, we can go and very simply go to this section right here, and we can replace this light gray stained glass pane there with a white stained glass pane if you do want to have the number there on the side of the ship. A little detail that you can do, not completely necessary, but I think it's kind of nice and gives you that ship number on the side there, theoretically what would be the ship number. Anyways, at this point here, we want to go and then take our stone blocks. We're going to place down 2 rows of 3 going across, and then we want to go and then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 stone blocks down the center. At this point here, we're going to go and grab some stone brick stairs and slabs. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stone brick slabs, 1, 2, 3 stone brick, 5 stone brick stairs, 3 stone brick slabs, and then a stone brick stair, and same thing over here. So just like this on both sides. We're gonna go then take some item frames and white beds. So we're gonna go and grab both those, and we want to go to the sides here of the middle stone stairs in that row of 5, and we're gonna go and place down beds in those item frames, rotate them facing sideways. Some dark oak with signs on the sides there of these stairs. And again, if you're on Java, you're only Java is able to place down the signs and item frames in the same block space. If you are on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, I would recommend just placing down the item frames and placing the signs down on the outer sides there, as you'll not be able to place those signs on those item frames. But if you're on Java, we have that extra little feature to be able to do that, and it looks really nice on the sides here. So I definitely recommend it for Java players, but if you're on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, you will have to skip out on putting the signs on the side there. At this point here, we want to go and then take our stone blocks. We're going to go and place down a row of 3 across here, followed by a second row of 3, a third row, a fourth row, a fifth row, and actually this fifth row right here is going to have a gray carpet in the middle, or gray wool block in the middle. So you basically have 4 rows of 3, and then you have that 1 row, stone on both sides, gray wool in the middle, and then we're going to then place down another row of 3 of stone blocks across, a stone block in the center, followed by a light gray stained glass pane to both sides. At this point, we're going to place down a stone brick slab in the center, one to the left side of the ship, and then a stone brick wall over here on the right side. Now, if you are on Java, we can go ahead and use our give command. So give @p debug stick, and your command will basically look something like this. You can go and then get this debug stick, which allows you to actually go ahead and change the properties of these glass panes. So we can go ahead and change the facing here of these glass panes so it avoids connecting to our wall here. And we'll do the same thing here for the wall. So we'll change the connections there so they don't connect together, so we have a nicer look there. It's not a major change or a major game-breaking feature, but if you are have the ability to do so, I would recommend doing that. Again, if you're on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, you will not be able to add those on. Anyways, continuing on, we're going to then place down 2 stone brick slabs here to the sides, and in the middle, we want to go ahead and place down a daylight detector, or a row of 2 daylight detectors like that for your missile pods. We're going to place down another stone brick slab here at the end of those daylight detectors, and then a skeleton skull at a slight angle like this to both sides. We then want to place down a stone brick wall right here, and coming off this stone brick wall, we're going to go ahead and place down a end rod. Again, if you're on Java, we can go ahead and do some extra features here to make this look a little bit more like a gun by going ahead and changing the wall properties. We're going to go ahead and begin with by going ahead and changing the direction. So we'll change north, and we're just going to keep it north to low. For me, it's going to be north. It might be different for you guys, but you want your side facing the end rod here to be low, and then the side which is going to be opposite for us, which will be south. For me, we're going to go ahead and make sure that we set this to tall, and it kind of creates a little bit of a gun type design there. I think it looks pretty good and actually works really well. Again, Java feature that you can go ahead and make that look a little bit more spicier. Go ahead and continue on. We're going to then place down 1, 2, and 1, 2 gray carpets there on the side. Focusing on the left side here, we're going to place down a stone brick stair like that, and then coming off that stone brick stair, we want to go ahead and place down a lever, and then on top of that lever, we're going to place down a skeleton skull like so for our missile pod here, or our anti-ship missiles, and same thing here, stone brick stair here, lever, and then a skeleton skull like this facing out to the side here, like so. And actually, sorry, my bad, it's going to be, the stone brick stair is going to be located right here, then have the lever and then the skeleton skull. So my bad on that one. Just go make it like that on both sides there. Then we want to place down a redstone repeater here in the middle on this stone block here, and then 1 and 2 gray carpets. Now again, we're going to go ahead and do a design here for debug stakes, which is we're going to build off from that stone brick stair, leaving a space of 1, and then from this gray carpet, we'll place down a lever here on both sides, and using our debug stick, we can go ahead and change the facing of it. So by crouching and right-clicking so that it connects up to our blocks there. And on top of those, we're just going to go ahead and take some iron bars, and we're just going to place down 1 and 2 iron bars up like this for these antenna on the back here. If you're on a different version of Minecraft, I would recommend using dark oak fence gates and have them open toward the stair and to this carpet to help kind of show that illusion there. But obviously these glitched out or these modified levers here are going to look best. So again, kind of just depends on what version you're working with, and that right there will basically do that for the back there. And that right there will complete this layer. Taking a look at it from up above, this right here is what it should look like for the top-down view. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we moved into layer number 5. For layer 5 to get started with here, we're going to place down a stone brick slab on this stone upside down stair here in the front, a skeleton skull coming off it like that, and then to the sides here, we're going to place down a dark oak sign on both sides of the slab. We then want to place down 2 daylight detectors back, turn those to night mode, dark oak signs on the side here of this first daylight detector, like so. And then taking our skeleton skulls, we're going to place down 1 and 2 on the sides here, and 1 and 2 on the sides like that. After that's complete, we want to go then place down a stone brick wall here on this block here, and we're going to go and then place down a end rod coming off it toward the front. We're going to use the same technique we did before if you have access to the debug stick. So we're going to go ahead and have our side facing toward the end rod, or we're going to have the side facing away from the end rod, tall, and then the side facing toward it, low. So it should look like that there for that main gun in the front. We're going to go then take our gray carpet, and we're going to place down 1 and 2 gray carpets on top of those walls, and then a daylight detector, which will be, actually sorry, remember, it's going to be a skeleton skull here to both sides like that to begin with. And we then want to go ahead and place down another gray carpet on both ends here, and in the middle space there we're going to place down our daylight detector like so for those missile tubes. And for some reason our wall got a little weird, so we're just going to go ahead and make sure we change this back to the wall going up, and again we'll just change our backside there to be standing upwards like so. So just make sure that looks like that, because it has the shape of the gun a lot better. At this point, we then want to go and place down a row of 3 of andesite walls across the front here, followed by a row of 4 of stone blocks, and row 3 of stone blocks, and a row 3 directly behind that. We're going to go then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 stone blocks here down the center. And on both sides, we're going to go ahead and take our light gray stainless panes and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And over here, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to go then place down 1 stone block here. And on both sides here, there is going to be a tripwire hook. At this point, we're going to go then take our stone brick blocks. We're going to place down 2 stone brick blocks down the center here, followed by a gray bed like this to both sides for little deployable boats, or rafts, I should say. Then a stone block here, and then a light gray stainless pane to both sides of that stone block. We then want to place down 1 and 2 stone blocks down the center here, andesite walls over here on the left side, and then 2 andesite walls over here on the right side. At this point here, we're going to place down 2 polished andesite blocks over here on the right side, and then a stone block there an andesite wall over there on the right side. On the very back here, we want to go ahead and place down a birch button on top of this block here, and then white carpet surrounding it like so, and then gray carpet there in the corners, and then 1 gray carpet on top of this stone block like that. And with that all done there, that will basically conclude what we have here for this layer. I'm trying to make sure that everything is good to go, and everything does appear to be good. So pretty simple, straightforward layer like so, and that right there will basically finish that off. Anyways, with that all complete there, that right there will complete what we have there for layer number 5. And with that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 6. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer 6. For layer 6, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to begin with by going and take our light gray stainless panes. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, like that going across there. We then want to go ahead and place down a stone block here. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and then place down an andesite wall here to both sides of this stone block. We then want to place down a stone block here, and then another andesite wall here to both sides. And after we have that done, we want to go ahead and basically build a block out to the side here. So just like this, and if you're on Java, we can go ahead and do the feature here where we have that lever coming off the side of this block. Again, this is a good feature. Or a good alternative is to use a fence gate. If you're on a different version, and open it up toward the wall, like so. But we want to go and just change the facing of it so that it sits flat against that andesite wall, and same thing over here. So just like that, and that'll be done on both sides there. And since we're at it, we'll just go ahead and place down 3 end rods, or iron bars, sorry, that go up from it for those radio antenna, or those antennas, just like that to both sides. Now after that's done, we want to go ahead and then place down a cobweb here in the, or sorry, my bad, I was getting a little ahead of myself. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 stone full blocks down the center here. And then we want to go and take our stone stairs. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 stone stairs, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stone stairs. And then our dark liquid signs here on the front stair of those stairs, like that. After that, we're going to do the same thing over here. So just like this, going all the way like that across those stairs. And then we want to go and then place down a row of 3 of stone slabs across here. Then 1 and 2 stone full blocks like that. And then skeleton skulls here come off the side there of those stone full blocks. We then want to place down a gray wool block here, a light gray stainless pane to both sides, as well as a stone block 1, 2, 3 on the right side here, 1, 2, 3 in the center, and over here on this side we're going to place down 3 andesite walls like that going across here. We also want to go ahead and grab ourselves some item frames in white beds, and we're going to place down a row of 2 of item frames on these last 2 walls here, white beds in those item frames, rotated so that they're facing toward the front there, sideways. And with that all complete there, that should basically wrap up what we have here for this layer. I'm just trying to make sure we're not missing anything, and everything does appear to be good to go. So that right there will conclude layer number 6 for the build. Take a look at it from above. This is what we should have from the top-down view. Anyways, with layer 6 out of the way, let's go ahead and move on to our next layer, layer number 7. Alright guys, so moving into our next layer, we're moving into layer 7. For layer 7 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a stone brick slab on top of this stone block here. We're going to place down an item frame coming off of it, a black bed in the item frame rotated so it's facing down like that, and then a dark liquid sign over it if you're on Java. From this point here, we then want to go ahead and place down a skeleton skull to both sides on top of those walls there. And then we're going to go then place down a stone brick stair, like so, and then a daylight detector on top of these walls. And we just want to go and turn those to night mode. You may have the problem where if you place those daylight detectors, you will have the levers disappear if you did do that glitch there. So if that's the case, just go ahead and reapply the levers. It's not really that big of a deal. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. It's a little weird sometimes, but that's what you get when you basically break Minecraft using the debug stick. So that right there will just be the both sides like that. We're gonna go then place down a cobweb there in the center, followed by a direct wall to both sides, and then a andesite wall, which will be directly here in the center. We then want to place down a gray carpet to both sides on these stone stairs, and we're going to then place down 1, 2, 3 andesite walls like that on the side there, followed by 3 item frames like so, and also on this side, if you're on Java, 1, 2, and 3 item frames. And we can go then place down our gray concrete blocks in those item frames like that to both sides. And these item frames on the inside here are going to be, again, a Java only feature because we're going to go and take gray carpet and we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 gray carpet down the center here. Actually, sorry, 4 down the center like that. And those item frames will not be able to be in the same block space as the carpet, so just take that into account. On other versions, you're not going to be able to place those item frames. We then want to go and take our gray carpet. We're also going to place down 1, 2, 3 along this spot right here. We then want to take our stone brick stairs. We're going to place down a stair like this to both sides. We're going to go and place down a chain, which will be coming off these stone brick stairs, and then a skeleton skull, which will be on top of these stairs like so. For our phalanx systems, we're going to go then place down a birchwood fence post here, then a block that comes off these 2 stairs. We're going to go then place down a skeleton skull on the side of those blocks, and then delete those blocks like so. And then another gray carpet right here after that fence post. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves andesite walls, and we're going to place down a row of 3, which is going to start on the glass pane. So 1, 2, 3 of andesite walls, and then a stone cutter here on the very end. So like so. We're going to go and take our item frames, and we're going to place down a row of 3 of item frames on the side here. So 1, 2, 3, and put gray concrete in those item frames. On the inside section here, we're going to go and take our gray stained glass panes, And we want to place down a row of 4 going down the center here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 along the side there of those walls. We're going to go then place down a stone block here, light gray stained glass pane, followed by a polished andesite block right here, and then another andesite wall like so. And one thing to kind of take note of is that if you're going ahead and doing this, we can go ahead and also modify this with our debug stick by changing the properties here of these glass panes so that they do not connect up to our walls. And basically, same thing can be done over here on this side to make our walls not connect. And once you have that done, we can go ahead and also place our item frames here on the inside, and then our gray concrete in those item frames like that if you're on Java. So just kind of helps increase that detail, makes it look a little bit more realistic using those features. Something I definitely recommend if you have access to the capabilities to do it. One thing also, instead of having the item frame on this first wall right here, we're actually going to go ahead and place down a block here to the side and use a similar technique we did up here in the front, which is going to be a lever. And we're going to use our debug stick here to go ahead and modify the facing of this so it connects up to the side there of that block. And we want to go and then take our iron bars and we're going to go ahead and go up with a row of 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 going up just like that from that wall. And also in the front here, on top of these gray stained glass panes, we're going to go ahead and place down 2 iron bars going up from each of those glass panes to both sides there like that. And with that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 6 here. And or I believe it actually might be layer 7. Yeah, layer 7, sorry. And with that, we're going to go ahead and dive into our last final layers here of the build. Alright guys, moving into our final layers here, we have layers 8 through 12. For these layers to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull, which will be on top of this stair here, and then a end rod coming off that stair going forward. We then want to place down a cobweb here, followed by a skeleton skull on top of that cobweb, just like that. After that's done, we then want to go and take our birchwood fence post. We're going to go ahead and go up 1 and 2 from this wall right here, and then grab ourselves some barrier blocks. We're going to go ahead and place down 2 barrier blocks coming off these 2 fence posts, like this to both sides. We're going to go and place down stone buns around this barrier block here, and then 1 stone bun going down like so. Same thing over here, like that. After that's done, we're going to go then place down a row of, another birchwood fence post on top of here, and then grabbing some birchwood fence gates, we're going to place down a birchwood fence gate to both sides, as well as another birchwood fence post up, and then a end rod on the very top there of that fence post, like so. We then want to place down 2 polished blackstone walls on top of these 2 walls here. We're going to go ahead and go to the side here of this second wall. We're going to place down a block. We'll grab our lever here. We're going to place down our lever. And we're going to go and then rotate it again to face toward the wall, or basically connect up to it, like so. And then going up from it, we're just going to place down a row of 3 of iron bars. So 1, 2, and 3 going up like so. We then want to place down a end rod. And the way we're going to place this is we're going to go above this wall. So something like this. Try not to break that lever like I just did there, because then you make life a little bit more difficult for you having to replace it. But basically, we're going to go and place a block above this space here. We're going to place down an end rod, and we can go and then delete the block on top of it like that to create this end rod. We have this like the bottom of the end rod facing upwards like so. We're going to go then place down a birchwood fence post that goes up like this, and we're going to go up from these skeleton skulls and coming off the side here like this forward for our kind of supports there for this rear mast. We then want to place down a stone upside down stair, so like so, and then a stone upside down stair on top of this stair facing the opposite direction, so like that, facing that way. We're going to place down a birchwood fence gate to both sides of the stair, like so, a iron trapdoor coming off the front there of the stair, and a skeleton skull on top of that iron trapdoor, so like that. And then going toward the back here, we're going to place down an iron trapdoor coming off this stair, as well as a row of 3 of iron bars like this going across the back. We then want to place down 1 and 2 birchwood fence posts up, and then 2 end rods up like that from that. Then also coming off this iron bar right here, we're going to place down 1 end rod that goes back like so. At this point, we're going to then place down 2 skeleton skulls on top of these 2 glass panes like so. And we're going to then place down a andesite wall on top of this polished andesite block, as well as 1, 2, and 3 glass panes around that like so. And on top of those glass panes, or on top of this wall here, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull with an end rod coming off of it. And then on top of this glass pane here in the opposite corner, we're going to place down our wither skeleton skull with an end rod going back. Then on this forward section here, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing we did before. So a block above this stone block here, and then a end rod that comes down from it like so. So it's upside down like so. And then we're going to place down a row of 2 here of wither skeleton skulls like that for our kind of funnels there. They could also be, I think these ones actually here on the front are also supposed to be that. So we'll swap these walls out right here, as well as for the wither skeleton skulls, because I think that's what they were supposed to be. And we can go and do the same thing we did before for our lever again by fixing it and putting it on the side here. So like so, and we'll go ahead and rotate this like so, and it should come off the side there of that skull. And with that all complete, that right there is going to pretty much wrap up what we have here for the USS Ticonderoga-Class guided missile cruiser. Hope you guys do enjoy this tutorial for this build. If you guys do end up using this design, do ask you guys give me proper credit for it. This will be a link from a side of the build, link to my channel or this video if this does appear to social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free user for projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. With that though, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett 2.4, and I'll see you guys next time.